on to the Bellew of the Weeks. Oh, let's play an intro, why don't we? I almost forgot. Let's see what we've got. To celebrate Usyk against Joshua, let's play this.
This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV in association.
Stop, piss off.
Tony.
Stop, Coogs.
Tony.
I'm trying to just chill. Will you piss off? Please, respect
Tony.
the man's privacy, Coogan.
Tony.
I don't want to be on camera or television.
You're at a public event.
I know, I've got
I'm
a couple
not
of...
on your doorstep.
I know, but you know, I've stayed away from everything recently. People think I've disappeared. Well, I kind of have. I just want reality back. I want a normal life, and I will find it because I will stay out of all your way for a good 12 months. You guys have always called me Tony Bellew. I only created the name Tony Bellew to make me our fella proud. My name's Anthony Bellew, mate. Tonight it's over, mate. Tony Bellew died tonight. I'm done, Cooks. I told you Tony Bellew died tonight. I just go home and I live life normal now. I enjoy my life. And it's over. I mean, Tony Bellew's gone now. I've been Tony Bellew for a long time. He can punch, obviously, but he's been able to punch and he's been able to really punch, turn lights out. You know, has he ever knocked anyone unconscious? I shouldn't really say that, should I? It's only been my bleeding luck, but I've done it on a number of occasions. You've seen me turn lights out, just out. I've done that. I can do that again. Would you wish bad on anyone? So there is something wrong in saying that. I don't hope the Deontay Wilder gets hit or beat up. I hope he loses the fight, yeah. But I hope he's sound and he goes, right, nice one, just earned the right few million seers after. So, you know, I don't wish anyone actual bad harm. I just think that's what's going to happen.
The money here for me, he's going to stay here. The only thing he's getting in with that belt, I said I'll give you a free shot on the chin. I can't knock me out. I cannot wait. You said at the weight, your legs are going. If you give me a free shot, mate, you're waking up in anybody's ambulance. You're waking up in an ambulance. You're waking up in an ambulance. Let's do it right now.
See that one? See that bit that's absolutely slowed down like 10 speed? He still sounds scouse in that fucking doesn't he? Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Boxing Squared who created that. That's a classic, that is. We'll keep that and play it forevermore.
Get a life, Boxing Squared.
Yeah,
Love how Anthony spoke about Tony in the third person there, but sad to see that Tony's died. So
he doesn't wish ill on anybody.
No.
You wouldn't catch Rob Kelly doing that shit.
Just leave me alone, Cougs. Right, so let's get on to the action for this weekend. I've got about 20 odd. I'll tell you what, I've got sent about 45 this week. People are flying them in, but we have to leave some out, don't we? So thank you. If you sent them in and they haven't made the cut, nothing personal, mate. Nothing personal. A shout out to Rick Glazer, who was shitting on the Showtime card at the weekend, said it was rubbish, full of washed up fighters. Darren Brogan said, Rick, aren't you working with Anthony Peterson? He's completely shot and well past the back nine. Rick Glazer said, Darren, actually, Anthony isn't shot. He looked great in his recent fight, which even surprised me somewhat, that he still has great speed. If he was shot, I would not be working with him. #boxing. Peterson's opponent was Saul Corral. 30 wins, 18 losses.
Fucking hell.
Fucking Glazer, man. He's brutal, isn't he? No shame. No shame.
I think Glazer needs to hook up with Floyd and start up a new company called Double Glazer.
Double Glazer. Double Glazer 24/7. Working on Windows 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh dear. He's an absolute car crash, is Glazer. Anyway, a shout out to Jim Gray for interviewing Jose Benavidez Jr. while he was getting stretched out on the floor by his strength and conditioning coach. Did you catch this, Andy?
I didn't see that, mate. No, thank God I didn't. I mean, they're doing yoga there together. What the fuck?
The guy was stretching him out and trying to crack his back and all, and Jim's there trying to interview him. Benavidez like, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Your man is answering Jim Gray like spinal.
Broke my back.
Oh, Jim Gray. He's quite the character. Hosea Stewart, Boxing Squared, who created that video, shout out to them. I think Wasserman Boxing and I have different ideas about what a draw is or means. I guess they aren't going to let the facts get in the way of a social media post. Hosea Stewart, who got a 4-round draw against Franklin Ignatius, didn't let that hold him back because they announced him as the winner. on their social media afterwards anyway. So well done, Hosea, on the draw stroke win.
A win's a win, mate. We'll
A
take it
win's a
anyway.
win. Yeah, exactly.
We'll
Anyway,
take it anyway it comes. Fuck it, absolutely. Hey, I never lost, I never drew. Look at that. Fucking got it on Twitter. Look, see
Exactly.
Twitter rules.
Can't be picky. Yeah, Danny Swift Garcia getting nominated by Fake Ass, Clever Sithole, Jason Chahal, Fight Night Mood. He was doing the funny little dance in the ring afterwards. Garcia is a bit of a. I'll tell you what, he must be cleverer than us because he's made millions, but he does give off a bit of a simpleton vibe, old Swift.
Was that
with his
him
little
doing the fucking Scarface impression
The
again?
worst fucking Scarface impression. What part of the movie did Scarface put his two hands up in the air like that, like Beavis and Butthead, and start fucking going?
Aye, I fucking
What's that fucking Scarface? Fuck Casper Gomez and fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. I bury those cockroaches.
I just
Hello to my little friend.
think that Ryan and Danny need to get
No, Matty broke
together and have a support group for all CEOs with depression and anxiety.
Absolutely. Ryan and Danny together, helping you through your anxiety. What could be better? Nomination from you, Andy. Looks like Gary Neville. Anthony, $1 Million Crawler.
Anthony the Slab Crawler. What was it Rob called him? What was he called? Fucking Richard D. Hunter or
Richard
D. Hall?
Richard D. Hall.
Richard D. Hall.
Jury and Kate McCann, evidence-based research. Translation, the McCanns did that shit.
Honestly, he's also got this kind of Poundland, Orlando Bloom, Legolas for fucking Lord of the Rings there. If he just dyed that shit blonde, he'd be fucking right in the mix.
He looks like John Leguizamo in Summer of Sam.
What a movie, by the way. What a performance. Fuck's sake.
It was a good flick.
Fucking Richard D. Hall, man, with the guy from the space station, Bob, going to try and find out who hit him with the slab.
But it's the goatee beard does nothing for him, but he needs to get that shaved off immediately.
So
I mean,
Anthony,
the thing is, well, he's like 2 weeks away from a fucking Alice band as well. That's the other thing.
Steve, I put that one in the chat for you last night. I thought you would have seen it, Richard D. Hall. I fucking immediately thought of fucking cattle mutilation the minute I seen that photograph.
Illuminati on Channel 5.
RichPlanetTV.com.
Planet.tv. Oh, some people won't have a clue what we're going on about, man, but that is fucking class. That's one of the best ones yet, that is, man. You'd like Richard D. Hall, Matty. That's right up your street, that is.
Oh, why? He's on these conspiracy theories, mate. You be drinking that in like the Kool-Aid, bitch.
I am a reformed conspiracy theorist. I only operate on facts
absolute
now.
bollocks.
Get in there, man. The Jill Dando one's a good watch. Anyway, we'll move
You
on.
and Rob are made for each other, by the way. Your conspiracies.
No, man, he fucking tries to disprove the conspiracies. That's where I have to check out on him.
Clouds Gaming. Shout out to Rich Planet TV.
Challenge
anyway,
Rob with facts, and it just becomes too complicated for him.
No facts on a Sunday evening. Thank you, Matthew. Spaceman, start of the night. During round one of the Caroline Dubois fight, not one of the commentary team called anything that actually happened. If I was blind, I wouldn't have known who won the round. Turned it off after round one, shite. And the opponent came from Tanzania, which also dragged in Andy, the retweet Tanzania bot.
I didn't see the fight, but I will say this. I believe everything that tweet just stated there, because how often have we sat and watched fights and seen the fucking away fighter land a good combination, and the fuckers are just talking about, I don't know, Ebony Bridges' fucking bra strap, for example, you know. It happens all the time. It happens every other fucking week. It's something will be happening. They're too busy talking about the story. It's a hard, rough fucking fight, all this pish.
What they do for a job and all.
Aye, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just how
Chris Philip Smith, he's a dad, you know. He has a child. There's a child's welfare at stake here. He's giving it his also very best. Chris Philip Smith, he's a new father. Have I mentioned that he's just had a child, Matthew?
I'm getting Roy Keane vibes here, by the way. He didn't have the fucking baby.
It's fucking 5 yards, Gary. It's 5 yards, Gary.
Macklin's shit, man. Isn't he? Like, I mean, as an analyst, I mentioned Natasha Jonas earlier. I mean, she's all right. Like, I'm going to surprise people here. as a pundit, I'm actually quite liking Abner Mares. Every now and again, he drops in wee nuggets on Showtime, and I think, oh yeah, that's a good point. Actually, never thought about that. Little analysis from his career. That's what you want from a pundit. Macklin is just absolutely useless.
Well, I
So
tell you
was
what, right?
was Mares talking about how he's a dirty bastard? He should drop fucking bollock shots
Yeah.
to Joseph Abeko,
Well,
for
it
example.
takes
You know,
Mares about 3 rounds to
aye,
get his point out, but when he does, he actually does come up with good points now and again.
fucking
I'll tell you
woggle-eyed.
what, right? How this fucking pod has ruined me, because I was a big Abner Maris fan. Like, I actually really liked him when he was active. I thought he was exciting. Like, and then Andy called him a woggle-eyed freak one night on the pod, and every time I heard his name ever since, that's what's come into my head. And by the way, Macklin, he has some nick, as Conor McGregor's sister once said in a voicemail. He's sitting brazenly on Sky with all the fucking allegations that have been fucking thrown at him by Nicola Talent and whoever else, and he doesn't give a flying fuck, man, commentating from the hotspot on a Saturday night on fucking mainstream Sky. So stick that up your dojo, says Matthew Macklin.
Alan Stacey says Macklin has a lot on his mind, in fairness.
He's getting sued, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. It's Ben Shalom, good guy.
Oh,
That
Ben Shalom. Good old Ben Shalom.
Shame to see that.
Anyway, shout out to Caroline Dubois. Oh dear, here we go. Brian King
No.
jumping in there.
I'm surprised
Here he is.
Brian's first person on it. Not. I think we're all on it, actually, to be honest.
The old flexual predator. I hold my hands up. No excuses. I tried my luck and got very publicly embarrassed. Play stupid games. Sonny got to be good. But I made it easy for him with my stupidity. For anyone who's been hiding under a Mars-shaped rock, Andy, what's going on here?
I don't know, mate. He blocked me. There he is, the flex pest himself. Yeah, look, what can I say, mate? I dare say we've all been there. Got to the point where a lady, shall we say, and says, "Look, I want to fornicate with you," but at the end of the day, the guy's in his 40s. I think she's 18. I think. So there's levels to this game, you know. You got to go north, Danny. You didn't go fucking that far south. You know, if you're going to go south, hit about the 30 mark. Anything below that, then you got to pay for it. So yeah, it's just a bit embarrassing. That he was meant to turn up at the Sky Show last night. I don't think he made an appearance. You know, he's taken a leave of absence. Sad to see. But as I say, I think they don't get catfished. Actually, the Sonny no set him up for this. I don't know, but if it was very fucking creepily exposed, shall we say? Well, you know, what he's done has been creepy, I always say. But is he 40 or I think she's 18, as I say, man, it just doesn't sit well with fucking.
The thing is, though, of all the people, anything to do with Sonny Edwards, he was sparring a troll last week, social media, non-stop all day, going back and forward with people. I mean, of all the people you could have got tangled into a web with, Edwards, come on.
Yeah, Sonny fucking loves it, man. I think he actually kind of like braves on it, lives off it, and he's fucking quality at doing it. Like, so look, I don't know how it's been set up, to be fair, but he's caught him properly good. This says it's been weird behaviour. Look, Danny, I'm sorry, mate. Look, I know you blocked me and that. You probably listen to the pod from time to time. You're probably feeling a bit lonely just now. Fucking just fucking hold your hands up, mate. That's it. That's all you can do. You've been caught out with a fucking bad one, that you're a fucking pervert. So look,
Well, he did say thanks to everybody who's reached out, but I mean, I don't know who would be reaching out. But, I suppose.
I personally think that he should be a prostitute.
You broke up a wee bit there. So, say that again.
I said I think he should buy a prostitute.
Well, I don't know.
I think they're expensive enough to buy, man. I think you have to lease them more so.
It would relieve some strain if he's got a bad back, for example.
Rent a snatch, Rob.
Give rent a snatch. He gets another copyright strike.
I don't know this guy, honestly, right? I don't know, because everyone knows I don't actively participate in boxing Twitter, or not that I do my boxing talk here and here only, and would use after the chat, and I don't kind of engage in boxing Twitter, so I don't know who Danny Flexen is. Like, well, obviously I was privy to the information.
He's flexing, mate. He's flexing that. That's what he's doing.
He's Funkmaster Flexing, but like, I kind of feel sorry for him in a way, like, where he has no game, does he? Like, who the fuck does he think he's getting into bed with lines like that? Like, you're so fit. I'm in the club, baby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not exactly fucking pimping Ken, this guy, is he? Like, so
It's
I
a
don't know.
bad way to
maybe he
get
needs-
caught out, right? And I'll tell you what, we'll end on a funny note, right? I'll tell you a story about how a guy got caught cheating on his wife, right? So what was happening is this guy was going around taking his fucking 5-year-old son with him, right? And he was getting left to watch television while he was upstairs with the fucking mistress doing the business, right? How does he get caught out, you ask? Well, what was happening is young 5-year-olds walk along the street this day with his mother, right? And sees this woman who was called Auntie Sally was walking along the road. And the wee 5-year-old says, "Oh, Mammy, there's Auntie Sally standing there." And the mum's like, "Who the fuck's Auntie Sally when she's at home here?" And this is how they fucking found out. Mammy went to Auntie Sally and says, "How does my son know you?" "Hi, Auntie Sally. You know, ice cream, biscuits, all that type of stuff. What's going on here?" "Oh, I've been shagging your husband."
Shout out to Auntie Sally.
So he got grasped by his 5-year-old son. Absolutely tremendous. So probably a wee funny note to end it on there.
Well, I know a fella who was
How
caught
we get
cheating.
outed.
I know a fella who was caught cheating because both of the women he was cheating with had brother-in-laws that were into greyhound racing, and they were at the dog track, and they were like, "Who's your sister going with now?" And they were both like, said the fella's name. So I'll tell you who that is another time.
It happened to a boxer a few years ago. I can't remember who it was. Do you remember on Twitter and all? It was like some low-level boxer, I think, and he got outed, or
What was that?
he
His
was
wife
going with the
cheating on him?
sister, or I can't remember the exact story. I can't mind. I'll have to fish it out during the week. It's just coming off the top of my head there, but yeah,
Right.
it wasn't Auntie Sally anyway.
Poor Auntie Sally, imagine getting fronted up like that, of Mammy.
Yeah.
Fucking
Wait
five-
till fucking Wurzel Gummies finds out about it. He's going to be devastated.
Talking to Wurzel Gummidge, there he is on the screen, old Jake Paul himself. Mauricio Suleiman never lets up an opportunity to get stuck into these celebrity fights. Coming August the 6th, well, not now, Jake Paul will take on Hasim Rahman Jr. Winning this fight will earn him a WBC ranking at Showtime Boxing. He's fucking
telling you.
shameless, isn't he?
So he
my
put up
God.
there, I just pulled up his fucking box right. So see, how the fuck can you really put this guy in the top 15 ranking that he's mentioned here off the shite that he's fucking fought? He's even fought like a rank contender. I mean, he's fought Tyron Woodley, was it twice? I think it was. Ben Askren, who just retired for MMA. Who was the other? I forget the other ones, if there was any other ones in that. But that is
Basketball
enough.
player Robinson, wasn't it?
Aye. So that's
Roy
enough
Robinson's
to
grandson.
get right. Well, out of all of them, I believe not one had a professional victory. Right, and this is somehow managed to get him a WBC ranking somehow, or would have got a WBC ranking. It's
They're
just
absolutely shameless, aren't they?
It's fucking Jimmy Pinstripes again, mate, isn't it?
No, yeah, absolutely. No difference whatsoever. Fakeass has nominated Sergio Mora. Let me say it again, says Mora. Picking up a vacant belt makes you a title holder, but beating a champion makes you a champion. Fakeass has tagged in Tony Bellew. A lot of sense to what Mora's saying there, yeah. I can get on board with that one. Sergio. Or get on board with this, Andy. You nominated this guy. He's a character, isn't he? Art man. He's like the American Chuckwu. Quick reps at the barbershop. Listening to Tariq Shaheed. FBI. Hashtag Art Man Boxing.
Oh mate, I don't know what it is with him. There's something going on there, like, but we'll just leave like the poor technique. Though I'm a fucking weightlifter and that, but the technique was pretty poor. But who the fuck stands in their house with a fucking loaded pistol in their fucking
Strap
waistband?
season. Strap season, baby.
Anybody can get it. What the fuck's all that about?
It's Americans. We're just, I mean, what if the king of England tries to break in your house?
Just seen as you're on the
What
road,
is that?
anything can happen in America, especially when you're fucking hitchhiking. I don't know if you've picked up anybody, for example, but you carrying a weapon with you just now? Are you cocked, rock, ready to rock?
I have pieces.
Yeah, you got one with you.
I got a piece, yeah. Matty with the piece. Be little Lord.
But Hater Dave was cleaning his piece live on the show once. Remember?
It was a
Well, you
Magnum,
might
I
need to
believe
have
he was-
you might need to have the piece on display when you still owe people for the fucking Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 3 fight. You know what I mean? You might need to keep that strap on you, baby.
Good old art man. Strap season. James Becker is nominated Box Story, Rack Noble, White in 6, Dillian White against Deontay Wilder. Does him like he did Lucas Brown. Come on now.
Troll.
Former pro Raheem Noble there. Steve Boxman, in all your time watching boxing, which fight has had you the most hyped to see? Stacey Smith jumped in, biased as fuck, but I don't care. Ebony Bridges versus Roman. Outside of that, probably the Eubank versus Ben fights, especially the first one. Fantastic build-up and real needle with 2 qualified greats. There you go, Stacey.
Freak. That's another Danny Flexion one, that one. Like,
what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Fuck Spence Crawford, man. Let's see Ebony Bridges versus Shanna Courtney too.
Oh dear. Old Stacey. He's in the group. Better Q has nominated the Pound for Pound boxing show. Tell being thrown in for Eubank, saying that from now. That's regarding the Eubank Ben fight, which isn't taking place. DAZN Boxing still boasting about this. 2 years ago, we witnessed a 7-second KO. Vanderpool says, good to see DAZN reminding us of this momentous fight. Can put it alongside Tyson versus Spinks as one of the greats. I mean, this. What are they doing? I know they're trolling the count, but this was an absolute disgrace. I mean, it was like a housewife getting battered.
Well, it was one of the worst mismatches you've ever seen. And women's boxing's had a few of them, but that was absolutely atrocious.
It's probably up there with the top 5 sexiest moments on DAZN. Really, when you think about it.
Only because we haven't been on there yet. Watch out, Ackenbarack.
Yeah, watch. Yeah, we're coming for you, Ackenbarack. You know Alexander. We Alexander.
Coming for this anyway on Sky Sports. Johnny Nelson, I'm convinced he's a troll now. I'd have outboxed Usyk, says Nelson. Again, I've gone through it, Andy. I'm not going to belabor the point. Bean again last night. He was picking them out. Oh, he's one of the all-time greats. The historical revisionism of Nelson's career is just off the charts now.
To be fair, I did watch Rob Tibbett's interview with Bean on, I think it was Friday or Thursday. I think it was late in the week anyway, down on the beach. And he was saying it. He was calling Johnny out again for some of his comments. He doesn't agree with some of what he says. A lot is outlandish, pish, basically.
It's getting bad for brand, isn't it? Like, it's getting bad for
really
brand now. New beginnings on Boxer, and you have Johnny Nelson turning out the same old shit. It didn't really matter when they weren't like, when they were the monopoly, like it didn't really matter as much. But now when you have him, it just looks so off-brand when you have him saying, I would have beat Usyk. And I think they've even done like a Damage Control IFL video where Bean faces him up to tell him that he wouldn't have beat Usyk. Because that's bad. Like, they're promoting the fucking AJ Usyk fight. You got Johnny Nelson rolling around on their platform saying, I would have beat Usyk. Like,
Bean was actually incredulous, man, wasn't he? He was actually, what are you talking about? Even the facial expression, everything. What the fuck are you saying, Johnny, basically, you know? Still saying to this day, and he even says, I think Johnny was talking about a comeback, all that type of stuff. And
Johnny was a nice, solid belt holder, but he fought some shit, man. Nobody cared about Johnny at the time. That's just the reality of it.
Johnny
it was a WBO cruiserweight title he held as well, was it not? So it wasn't exactly the most prestigious title in the world. Like.
Nelson had to go to Brazil for a world title fight, right? And he got paid in cash. Can you imagine trying to get that cash out of fucking Brazil? He actually got it out of the country, but he actually had to. Imagine the stress of that shit. That's the fucking level he was fucking fighting at. Trash like that, fucking paying fucking crap in cash, having to smuggle it back into the UK or something along those lines.
I liked him. Don't get me wrong, like I liked him for
this guy.
His story's good and everything. Like he started and he was so bad and they laughed him out of the gym and he went on to become world champion because he stuck at it. Like fair play to him. Like
poor dog.
He's living it off. He's living off that reputation for the last 25 years, and that's no problem to me. But he's one of these guys. If he wasn't working for Sky, he wouldn't have a job anywhere else in boxing. Because his opinions on the sport these days are, he's dialed out, man. He's worse than me on a Saturday night preparing for these fucking podcasts. He doesn't give a fucking fuck about the fights. Like you can tell that he's not even watching some of the fellas he's talking about. And trust me, I know what that's like.
But the thing is, we get it though. He's Joshua's his friend in it and all that type of stuff. So he's probably thinking and the thing is, you don't notice everybody. Fraser Clark said that there last night as well. I think it was. We've had Eddie Hearn say it. We've had Nelson say it. They're all saying the kind of same thing, that Joshua needs to fucking set a pace and basically push fucking Usyk back on the back foot. It's not that simple. Surely it can't be that simple. You know, am I missing something here? I mean, these are obviously professionals. Well, no Eddie, but Johnny Nelson and Fraser Clark are professional fucking fighters, right? Surely it's just can't be about the pressure, man.
Here's my thoughts on that, right? And I don't want to get into overkill because I know we're in Bellew of the week and we will end up covering this. But the fact that maybe I've been trying to make it more exciting for myself in the build up to it, but the fact that AJ's potentially been working with Garcia longer behind the scenes is making it a closer fight for me. But how do you train? Yeah, because I think Garcia can improve him certainly from like an offensive point of view, and there is certain things he did get to Usyk at certain stages in the fight while he was boxing to conserve his gas tank. So if they can make certain adjustments, yes, he can make it closer. But how do you change Joshua reacting when he gets hit? Because all his tells become apparent when he gets hit and he gets hurt, doesn't he? Because he turns away, he backs into the ropes, he always looks really vulnerable. So how do you change that like in such a short time? But anyway, on to Bellew of the Week stuff.
No, you're right. We'll discuss that closer to the time. Greg Cross nominated Tio and his dad for the Kriegel interview about the lungs and all sorts, just weeks from his comeback fight. A preview of our conversation. Yeah, it was interesting hearing from Tio Senior. The guy is definitely off the charts. Dominic sent this in to me, not necessarily for Bellew of the Week, but I thought it was quite funny. He said, look at the comments below Hearn's latest IFL video. Phil Kane says, good to see Eric Molina has finally been dropped from the look at AJ's resume conversation. Dominic Brazil still hanging on in there, though. And Mr. Killer said, nearly a full hour with Hearn. Coogan's water bill must be due. We'd get slated for making them comments.
Even Ed, by the way, there was I actually saw a couple of minutes of that interview, the first couple of minutes, because it popped up in the suggestions. Get a life, me. And it was funny because at the start of it, Eddie was saying, like, oh, that's definitely a burner account that you have there, Cougs, about some, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. And then Coogan was like, you've got a burner account, Ed. And then Eddie was like, no. And he goes, well, you are responsible for, and he was about to say, like, you own. And then Eddie stopped him mysteriously mid-sentence, so I never got to what he was getting to there. But I kind of draw my own conclusions. I almost felt like Hogan was going to say, you've got a ton of burner accounts, Ed. Even an Ed wouldn't be like you.
Eddie and the bots flying around everywhere. The Boys in the Nutters group alerted me to this earlier. The boy in Gad's bio, he has his love affair with the motorbike. He's had a motorbike for a few years as the Gad, and this is what he's got up in his bio from the Telegraph. It includes such fantastic prose as this. I've crashed it 3 times, set off speed cameras, and I was once pulled over by 4 huge heavies from the Hells Angels who were in a Volvo demanding to see my badge. They ripped open my jacket, and once I'd convinced them I was a lone rider, they apologised, made their excuses and left. The bike slides on manhole covers in the wet and does not
Listen,
want to
I'm a
go
lone
over more than a couple of degrees when cornering.
Does he sound like David Diamante territory here?
By the way, who wrote that bio? Diamante? Fuck off with you.
Oh my god, he must have wrote that himself if it's in his paper as well, eh?
Oh, he did, yeah.
What the fucking midlife crisis is going on in that picture, by the way? Fuck me, man. Like,
leather like Sean Bean there a wee bit, eh?
Yeah. Could be beheaded any second. No, Sean Bean.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I hope he doesn't hit the fucking, the manhole covers at fucking speed one night in the rain, heaven forbid.
Heaven forbid, the Gad. We love the Gad. A final few. Tom Gray Boxing going in on Leonard Ellaby, dealing with facts. Tom putting his journalistic integrity to one side. He's a rare breed, that Gray fella. I think it's you that needs to worry about what you do for a living to Leonard. Despite having a stable of active fighters, you're openly boasting that a 7-year retired ex-champ is the face of boxing. You're as bright as a blackout. P.S. Eddie Hearn would burst you. It's your countryman here going in, Andy.
I speak. I'm in big trouble. No.
Thoroughly disowned. Thoroughly disowned.
No. For what I've met Tom a couple of times, I don't think he remembers me. To be fair, but for what I fucking saw of him, at least that he got a wee bit of kind of temper on him. If he gets a wee bit riled, shall we say? I think we all have. Scots are just like that, I've always said, never fucking ask why, demand how. So that's just that. Let's just leave it at that.
Doesn't want to go in on Ellaby. Ellaby's been ticking my boxes lately with his view on DAZN anyway.
And it's just an example of that Canelo's popularity has gone down drastically because, again, he's signed to an app that nobody watches.
It's true.
That's not
interesting as well.
That's hard ass shit there from Leonard.
With none of that soft ass shit there,
An app that nobody watches, says Leonard. Final couple. Jake Paul, as we know, Rackman has pulled out. Tom Little jumped in. I'd come get to £210, beat him and give the money to Great Ormond Street Hospital, says Tom Little.
Aye.
Rob's not impressed. What do you think about that one?
You broke up there.
And as everybody else is at it, I feel like I should call out Jake Paul as well. I could get to £210 and donate all the money to the same charity that Tyson Fury donated his purse from Wilder to.
I mean, fucking hell, I would need to put on at least £40 to fucking make that. So I need to wear like ankle weights and fucking. Something.
Someone in the chat tell me what 93 kilos is in pounds there, and I see going to get down for Jake Paul.
Give me a second. I'll get it. 93 kilos.
Well, I'm getting down.
205.
I get up there 5 pounds, no problem over the weekend. We'll make that happen. Get your people to call my people. Brian Peters is representing me.
McLove.
Need a couple of curries and a couple of macaroni pies here. Maybe holding a couple of shites. Maybe just, I could maybe make that, possibly. I'll need a heavy weekend, though.
We're talking of heavy weekends. I neglected to add this one in last week, Andy, but it's well worth carrying over. The main man himself, Big Baby. Look at the state of that fat cunt, as you eloquently said whenever you sent me that photo. And his opponent looks like he's in great shape too.
Hey,
that's Big Baby.
About the best thing about Miller there, at least he's shaved his fucking chest, man, instead of that other one. Fuck it. It's just, I mean, which one do you think has probably got the stronger titties to open up a bottle of beer?
It's Big Baby versus give me my baby back, ribs.
Barbecue, baby. Garlic mayo on the side. Fuck it, Jesus.
Try Star Boxing. At least he got rid of Derek Cardenas in quick time.
Well, he's active though. That's 2 fights this year now, mate.
Yeah, very active. The weight's flying off him. He'll be down to 300 pounds before you know it.
Ozzie Smith would have fucking thrown the fucking computer against the fucking wall if he'd have seen that picture, wouldn't he?
Absolute disgrace.
Absolute disgrace.
He would have cracked up.
Fat cunt.
Right, that's all the ones I've got, Andy. Do you have any nominations?
Nah,
please?
no money, mate. No money. I did get one. I know it's easy to hate on Josh Taylor these days, and that's especially after I'm doubling down on the Cartrell result. But he called in at the Talk Sport. It must have been one of the evening kind of boxing shows. That Adam Cartrell and fucking the Gad were on it. Anyways, I think Cartrell had been basically claiming that it was like corruption and brown bags, all that type of stuff. So Josh Taylor basically called him out on it, and you can see fucking Cartrell getting shifty on his chair because he's saying to him, listen, see your comments. As I say, Josh doesn't help himself, but see at the same time, off the back of the comments, Josh Taylor and his wife and his fucking family started getting death threats. See, at the end of the day, okay, maybe never helped the situation by what he said. It wasn't his fucking fault at the end of the day. As I say, didn't help the situation, but this is good to see Cartrell fucking squimming a little bit there, the fucking Tadger. And
Cartrell defending Cartrell?
No, I was fucking saying to Taylor, just fucking calling him out because, not many people would actually do it. They would maybe agree with it, apologise. Taylor just fucking doubles down. Doesn't give a fuck. You like it or you don't. At the end of the day, I didn't mind it, to be honest, because I can get
fair play to him for going in there. I mean, it's boxing at the end of the day. It's a sport. I mean, I love a death threat like the next person, but that was just getting ridiculous.
Yeah. Fraser Clark, again, another one jumping on this bandwagon that, Josh, what he needs to do is out hustle Usyk, basically. So, again, that's Nelson, Eddie Hearn, Fraser Clark, a few others that I've not picked up on it, maybe Joshua Buatsi. Cougs will probably feel the same. We'll wait and see, but that's all I've got this week, mate.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Andy. Any from you, Rob, please?
Yeah, I thought Ben Whittaker's performance post-fight was worthy of Bellew of the Week nomination, especially when he said no fella in jean shorts can beat me. Didn't like the way he pushed up against me on the way in. It's fucking debut fight, it's a bit of a joke. So, it fucking really irked me last night when I was watching that. Ebony Bridges, Ebbs, got in on the Funkmaster Flex situation, didn't she? And she said, he's always been a pervert. That's probably why he never even liked me, because he knew that I was out of his league. He was fucking nothing to do with you, right? Fucking, he was hitting on some other fucking Sonny Edwards' sister or something. Absolutely nothing to do with Ebony Bridges. There's no evidence that fucking,
she's too old.
The Funkmaster Flex ever did anything inappropriate towards Ebony Bridges. So that wasn't fair. So I think she's since deleted that tweet when people were giving her pelters. Even her loyal fan base were probably fucking way
she's
worse.
He was shitting on him for not coming on to her.
Exactly. She's too old for him. That's
because he knew better than to fucking, because she was out of his. What's that saying about Sonny Edwards' sister, by the way? Anyway, there's, as we all know, there's levels to leagues and the prediction leagues, especially.
Apparently, what's his name? What's his name at Fight? No, Fight Hype. It's Fight Hype. What's his name? Marco something or Marco something. He came out and tweeted something. I think it's Sonny's got a hot sister. Like
who's Velajas? What do you call him?
That's him. That's a bit a kind of weird question or a weird statement to make, you know.
And I have one for Keith, one time Thurman, who on his Instagram has posted a picture of him and Danny Garcia at the weigh-in with his hair down and flowing. He says, "I'm too pretty. I'm too blessed. Danny Garcia can never pass the Keith Thurman test. I beat that boy with bone spurs, you see. I wasn't even at my best. Look, man, my IQ is higher. His feet are slow like a flat tire. Be careful what you wish for, you silly Philly boy. This is not a game. It's not Street Fighter, but I will still hit you with that yoga fire. Hashtag one time." So it'd be nice if he hashtag one time had a fight.
Fucking Matty should have been here for that moment, by the way. I wish Matty was here for that one.
Fucking clearly up in Kathmandu smoking that good shit. Keith Thurman when he's laying down those bars to Danny
flights,
Garcia.
Rob. Book the
He's
flights.
a waster, isn't he?
He's an absolute PVC, taking the money, ponytail having, fucking up in Kathmandu, weed smoking, piss taker. Absolutely overpaid fucker. You look at the women in the UFC last night smashing the fuck out of each other. They probably got about 25 grand each. And this fucker is getting $1 million each. And he's off fucking rehabilitating his shoulder for the last 5 years instead of fighting anyone. And then loses gets the fucking golden goose in Manny Pacquiao and fucking fumbles the bag. And now he's rapping to Danny Garcia while Danny Garcia is displaying some kind of level of vulnerability post-fight. Keith Thurman not reading the room really well there. And just fucking typical of his career over the last 5 years. So one-time Thurman with some Shane Mosley poetry there to finish off Sunday, and Eddie as well, and Cougs for that bot thing. Don't think I didn't fucking see his. I saw his. Evening Ed.
Evening Ed. Good
Get
nomination from Rob. Yeah.
Get a life, Rob.
Absolutely, get a life on a Sunday evening. Rapping. Rob's nominations have gone in there, so Andy's, I'll quickly fly over the ones that I had as well before we all pick and get out of here for the night. So we had Rick Glazer, we had Jim Gray, we had Wasserman Boxing, Danny Garcia, $1 Crawler, Tanzania and Spaceman, Danye West himself, the old Flex, and Mauricio Suleiman got thrown in as well, Sergio Mora, Artman Boxing, Rack Noble, Stacey Smith, Ebony Fan Club Extraordinaire, the Pound for Pound Boxing Show, DAZN Boxing, Johnny Nelson, Mark Kriegel alongside Tio Lopez Sr. and Jr., the comments on Eddie, the Gad, on his motorbike, Tom Gray and Ellaby Spat, Tom Little, trying to get down to fight Rackman, and the two fatties in the heavyweights as well. So quite a strong week. Andy, who are you going for?
Trying to think now, mate. It's a hard one. I think we need to give this full kind of thought, actually, to be honest with you. So let's just give it a second to count down to this. Get your votes in, troops.
Does this count as an awkward silence?
No.
I'm picturing fucking Rachel Riley standing beside a board that just says Danny Flexing.
And the votes are in. It's the Flex pest himself, Danny Flex. The votes are conclusive. The winners is announced. There it is, Danny Flexing. Congratulations, sir.
Oh, Danny. Anyone can get it. Yeah, it's got to be. What are you going for, Rob?
Well, it's kind of fucking difficult to vote against Master Flex in it. Just when you see the thread of it is yeah, but I didn't tell him you're the sister that I want to F asterisk. Fuck off. How does he think that's going to work? Does this fella fucking ever spoken to a woman before? Jesus Christ, Danny, man. Go to the Tate University or something, right? You know them fucking Andrew Tate characters that are giving all these YouTube fucking, get up, clean your room, treat bitches like shit, earn lots of money. You need, you know what I mean? There's methods and all now that you can apply. You don't have to be sending messages at 1 a.m. in the club.
In the club, the thing is though, mate, you've got to actually appreciate.
Bet that club was fucking off the chain, by the way.
He's trying to have twice the sex with half the foreplay. That's what he's doing, mate. He's not getting this fucking base one. He's skipping the base 5 and getting right in there.
It's like a big over 6 Dalmatian or something. Just relax, man. There's fucking, you know what I mean? Just chill the fuck out. Don't be trying to get to the fucking end zone so quick.
Smoke some weed.
Just step off and let the opponent come to you, Rob.
Yeah,
the game is the game. You have to let him lay it out so you can play it out. Do you know what I mean? You can't be fucking getting too hasty in the DMs.
Too much like Pat Mahomes in his fucking pickup game. To be honest with you, he's too aggressive.
Well, I would have said shades of Ray Pop now, a prime Ray Pop.
Hey, Pop, you go back there.
Possibly even Carlos Baldomir, you never know.
Right, anyway.
I liked O'Hara Davis's retort to it all. He got in there, didn't he? And he said, "You're a sick pervert" or something. I always thought there was something wrong about you. Why don't you go for somebody that has bigger titties than you?
Who said that?
O'Hara Davis. One of the highlights of his career, actually. That
throwing him under the bus.
Apparently, O'Hara Davis knew about him, years before. Must have smelt him with his two noses,
Anyway, we'll move on. 10 to 11. Congratulations, Danny Flexen. You are the Bellew of the Week winner for episode 485.